This morning I forgot to announce the attendance of Sunday school, so I'll go ahead and do that now and get it out of the way. So we had 47 people in Sunday school this morning. If you need to get a hold of your neighbors, get a hold of your Sunday school members, and invite them to come. Tonight we're going to be in chapter 4 of the Ephesians. Which on Wednesday night we're currently doing, the adult class is doing a study on Ezekiel. We're going to be in Ephesians tonight. So one of the things that we've seen now several times in Ezekiel is that Ezekiel was called to be a watchman of Israel. It has that in chapter 3 and again in chapter 33. And the duties of a watchman, well, they were placed on the wall, and if they seen warriors coming or army, they were to alert everybody else so they could get ready. And Ezekiel's duty as a watchman, he was supposed to tell others what God wanted them to tell. And in chapter 33, Andy, could you turn that down just a little bit? It's ringing. At least do that in my ear. It is on. But in chapter 33, Ezekiel was given a charge that if he seen someone sinning, he was to tell them that they were doing wrong. And if he didn't tell them, then that person would die in their sins, but their blood would be on his hands. But if he did tell them, like he was supposed to, and then if that person repented of that sin, then he saved the brother. Or if that person didn't repent, continue to sin, man would still die in his sins, but the blood would not be on his hands. Yeah, I don't know about the other people in the class. I know I was kind of convicted. Am I doing what God has called me to do? Sometimes we see those around us that are Christians not doing what Christians are doing. And it's our job to point them in the right direction. Not to lord it over them, but so they can return to fellowship with God. And so that's a little bit where this message tonight came from. And last Tuesday during outreach, or after outreach and before the men's coffee, we had some visitors up here. There was a couple, I think they're new, living in the park, and they were on their way to town, and they stopped by just to visit the church because they were looking for a new church for 11. And so I gave them a tour, and we talked for a while, and he asked how Brother Wade was as a preacher. And I told him, well, he's pretty good, but every now and then he does step on some toes. And the guy that I was talking with, he said, well, if you're not stepping on toes, then you're not preaching the word, which I agree with. So tonight, I may step on some toes. But before you get mad at me, let me say that I may be treading lightly on yours, but I'm stomping on my own. Because everything I say up here applies first and foremost to me. Because it's something that God has convicted me of in my life. And, okay, the verses that we're going to look at tonight is Ephesians chapter 4, and it's the last half of the chapter. And that section in my Bible is titled The Old and the New, meaning the old life and the new life. But we're just going to be looking at basically the last paragraph of the chapter, which is the last half of that section. So I've come up with a different title, and it's going to fit in with what I said about stepping on toes. I titled it Sticks and Stones. And for some of us, or if you've never been to church family, or if you haven't worked around the kids or the youth, you may be surprised at some of the things that come out of their mouth at different times. It's not always good. Sometimes it's mean, sometimes it's hateful, and sometimes it's not very good words. Where do they learn this kind of language and how to talk about other people? Do they learn it at home? Do they learn it at school from their friends? Do they learn it from TV or social media? So sticks and stones. The old saying says, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. Have any of you ever said that to someone before? I have. You know, the truth is, though, that words do hurt. Sometimes they can hurt more than sticks and stones. Our words matter. We need to pay attention to what we say. Our words can hurt others. Our words can hurt our Christian witness. And our words can hurt our relationship with God. Let's read Ephesians chapter 24, verses 24 through 32. And that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness. Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor. For we are members one of another. Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Neither give place to the devil. Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working forth with his hands the thing which is good, that he may have to give to him that needeth. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of God, whereby ye are sealed unto the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, again we thank you for allowing us to come to your house to study your word and worship in your name. Father, we ask that you bless the reading of your word, that you will use this to open our hearts to your will in our lives. Father, I ask also that you forgive me where I have failed you in these things, that you will help me to do better and be a better witness of your love to those around me. Father, I ask that your presence will be here tonight, that it be your words that spoken, and your name may be lifted up, and others may come to know and serve you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. First off, from verse 29, let us look at, let no corrupt communication proceed from your mouth. In Matthew 12, verses 35 through 37, it says, this is Jesus talking. A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasures bringeth forth evil things. But I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. So our words matter. They'll justify us, or they'll condemn us. The words and the type of language we use reveal what's in our heart. Do our words glorify God, or are they words of the devil that tear down others? How we talk with others and how we talk about others, whether they're around or not, reveals who is in control of our life. When God is in control of our life, then we will build others up. We won't be tearing them down. If the devil is in our control of our life, then we have corrupt language, corrupt words that hurt rather than heal. Our words should build others up rather than tear them down. Sometimes it's hard to say good things about somebody. You know, it used to be, I know when I was growing up, told more than once, if you can't say something nice about somebody, then don't say nothing wrong. And you don't hear that today. People have gone off the deep end, it seems like sometimes. And from verse 31, it says, do not speak out of anger and malice. But when you're angry with someone, you don't think about what you're going to say. You just let whatever pops in your head come straight on out, regardless of how bad it may be. And as you're saying it, you may not even believe that you actually just said that, but One thing that when I worked out at the Air Force Base, we always told people to engage your brain before you engage your mouth. Think before you speak, especially when you're angry. When we speak with malice, we are not glorifying God. We are intentionally hurting someone. When we have anger and we hold on to that anger, we go out and we intentionally say things that will hurt other people or tear that person down or make them. We need to remember that we are representing God on earth. We are the salt and light mentioned this morning. We're to be a witness of Christ to those around us. In James chapter 3, verses 5 through 10, even so, the tongue is a little member that boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature. And it is set on fire of hell for every kind of beast, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea, is tamed, and hath been tamed of mankind. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison, wherewith bless we God, even the Father, and therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of God. Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not to be. How can we bless God when we're out of one side of our face and out of the other we're cursing men? We need to watch what we say. We need to say what we mean to build others up. From verse 32, it says, forgive one another because God has forgiven us. If we hold on to our anger, then we're just opening the door to let the devil into our lives. Sometimes other people may hurt us with what they say, but we have to forgive them for that. We have to let it roll off our back. But if we hold on to that anger, then the devil's going to come in. And once he gets his foot in the door, he doesn't stop with the foot. He wants to be all the way in. Also, when we allow evil to influence our life, it interferes with our relationship with God. So sometimes we may feel like God has abandoned us. It's not God that has abandoned us. It's us who have turned our backs on God. When we have evil in our life, that starts us turning away from Him. But when we forgive, the anger and the hurt that we have, they are replaced with peace. And we can grow in our relationship and love of Christ. 1 John 3:18. My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed, and in truth. It's real easy to tell someone that you love them. It's real easy to tell someone that God loves them. If we're not demonstrating that love in our life, they're not going to believe us. They're not going to believe that they're important to God either. And forgiveness is an expression of love. Sometimes, even if we can't be reconciled with the person who hurts us, we still have to forgive them in our heart. We should make every attempt to be reconciled with someone who hurts us. But if they have to do their part too in order for the reconciliation to be done. Even if they won't, they're not open to the reconciliation, we still need to forgive that person for the hurt that they have done. Because if we don't, that leaves that door open for Satan to work. The last part is God sent His Son. He sent His Son because He loved us. He sent His Son to provide a means for our forgiveness. Before we can forgive others, we must be forgiven ourselves. Until we know the forgiveness that Jesus Christ offers, how can we forgive somebody else? Until we know the love that God has for us, how can we love someone else with our whole heart or demonstrate the love of God? you know the peace and love that God's forgiveness